Okay, picture a game about war. Now scrap that because it's lame. Now, picture a game with one guy being a cool spy and infiltrating an enemy base. That's cool, right? But then add supernatural shit. Boom! Metal Gear Solid. I recently started marathoning the MGS games for the first time on my Twitch channel, and it's been incredible. This has become one of my favorite series, and I'd like to mention right now that my favorite characters in this series are Solid Snake and Otacon. Their bromance is my absolute favorite thing in the entirety of the franchise, and it makes me smile every time they're on screen. So why the fuck is Metal Gear Solid 3, the game with neither Otacon or Solid Snake, my favorite game of the series? That's exactly what I'm going to talk about today.
Mr. Game and Watch.
I had a lot of difficulty picking a section to start with first here, but to establish a setting, I feel it's important to start with the visuals. I should instantly mention this section is being looked at from a perspective of its time, because obviously MGS3 will not look as good as like MGS5. One was on the PS2 and the other was on the PS4. Times have changed, old man. First off, I want to mention that I think people look great in this game. I played a decent chunk of PS2 games in this time period, and I think this one does people's appearances pretty well, while adding visual flair to make them more unique, especially when adding that supernatural vibe. The game takes place in a jungle, which just looks fun. It makes me happy to look at when I'm doing stealthy stuff. Also, this setting lets you add a ton of animals, and for the time period this released, I think they look pretty great. The cutscenes are fantastic and have lovely motion, expressive characters, but there's also these 2D cutscenes with art moving around like a slideshow, and I really like the art style of the Metal Gear franchise. It's real good. For the time that this game was created, you better bet that's a 5, Hulkamaniacs.
Ice Climbers.
Yo, there's a lot of stuff in this game. Ooh, there's gun shooting in this game. Let's put a bunch of fucking weapons in here so you can just... Ooh, there's camouflage systems, so let's put a bunch of fucking camo options in here. Ooh, there's animals in this game, so let's put a whole fucking ecosystem in this game and have them all, like, taste different so Snake can just judge them after death. Then we'll make the game the perfect length and sprinkle in a bunch of cute and fun protocols to make you happy. Oh, and a bajillion Easter eggs and unique ways to approach things, but I'm gonna continue that in gameplay. Content is a 5. This game's just full. There's a lot to... It's full of things to do. If you're bored playing this thing, I'm honestly just... Shush. Shh. Shh. Sleepy time.
Young Link.
Bet you expected me to talk about gameplay here, since I referenced it in the last section. Oh, shit! Oh wow, that was sick. Damn, dude. They got some bops in this game, huh? Oh. Oh, what's this? Oh. 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 Okay. 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 Oof, man. I really like the approach with music they took in this game. Also, it's a good time to note that this game is basically supposed to be like a Bond movie, which works great for musical score, especially when it comes to the title theme. But that's enough for music. It's time we move on to the next. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater. You bet your fucking ass that's a 5.
Mario.
What's the most interesting time period to set your James Bond-esque stealth spy game in? You bet your ass it's the Cold War. Cigar-smoking badass jumps out of a fucking plane, lands, beats the shit out of a bunch of guys, and completes his mission. Except he doesn't, and his mentor beats the shit out of him and throws him off a bridge. Welcome to Snake Eater. Naked Snake, the father of Solid Snake. Well, technically, there's some clone shenanigans, but yeah, we're not going to get into that. Snake is tasked with a huge mission following a failed retrieval of a Soviet scientist. He has to walk into the jungles of Russia, which apparently there's jungles in Russia. Thanks for teaching me things, video games. Save the scientist he failed to originally, stop the experiment they're forcing him to work on, and eliminate his mentor, the boss, after she defected to the Soviet Union. If he fails, then the relationship between the Soviet Union and the USA will completely fall apart after they gained an uneasy, kinda, sorta friendship thing after the Cuban Missile Crisis. All because this dumb idiot decided to be fun to use a mini-nuke from Fallout and his own people. First off, this is an incredible beginning premise to a game. The stakes are there. You failing will be uber problematic and could begin World War III, but that's just your career motivation. There's also character motivation and finding out why your mentor defected, and the burning message of loyalty, whether it's to your country or to the people you care about. But that's just the beginning of it. The characters make this game. You got Naked Snake, who by all accounts is a little baby compared to the big boss he's going to become, and he's assisted by a great group of people that make coda calls exciting to listen to. Then you meet Eva, who is mysterious but ultimately proves to be an ally in the lonely jungle. There's Ocelot, who proves to be a formidable rival, and honestly, he's just so fucking goofy. Look at this guy. What does he do? I fucking love this guy. You also have Vulcan, who's an insane asshole of a man, who sometimes just walks up and goes, "Ha! Lightning go brr!" Then, of course, you have the boss, who becomes the ultimate focus of Snake's personal quest to discover not only what she's fighting for, but what he's fighting for as well. Mix in the weirdness of the Cobra unit and you got yourself a hell of a story to roll with. Also, a quick thing here, anything after this point is practically a spoiler for the story section, so I'd skip to this timestamp if you don't really want to know what happens in MGS3, but you still want to know what the rating is. The shift in story when you begin to realize things aren't as they seem is impeccable. This is a spy story. These people are spies. Lying is their fucking DNA. And the only idiots who don't really lie in this game, aside from the Cobra unit, are Colonel Vulcan and fucking Snake. Eva is actually a Chinese agent sent after the Philosopher's Legacy. Ocelot is actually working for the Americans and is also sent after the Philosopher's Legacy. The Snake is actually just a tool in a plot between the country's war of the Philosopher's Legacy, and I love that. It's a Bond-inspired game, so of course there's gonna be some weird shit you're actually feuding for. The boss being limited by Snake is just something that had to happen because Lightning Head over here got trigger happy. And true to her being a spy, she lied all the way to the grave, sacrificing her life for her country. It's a beautiful twist that makes you tear up at the end and helps set the stage for the downfall of Snake as he loses faith in his country, allowing the metamorphosis into Big Boss to truly happen. Also, one cute moment is when Vulcan discovers that Eva's been tricking him and is actually a spy, and he says this:
"To think that lovely Tatiana was a spy."
Which is fucking hilarious because everyone in that room with him at the time is a fucking spy except him. Like, he's just surrounded by spies. God, this game is good. 5 out of 5.
Ganondorf.
Kept you waiting, huh? Get it? That's the thing Snake says. I'm really funny. So this game is fun. Baseline stuff is this: sneak through an area and get to the next. Easy. Except nah, there's a lot of different ways the game's gonna let you approach things. This game really likes freedom, and I fucking love that shit in games. Here's a guy. Kill him. Or put him to sleep. Or knock him out. Or sneak past him. Or make him jiggle. Or throw snakes at him. Or be a fucking crocodile. That's rad to me. I also like how there's various ways to progress through this story. Oh, as I'm saying this, skip to this timestamp if you don't want to be spoiled about any story stuff that have to do with like boss fights and things like that, because I'm going to talk about in the gameplay stuff. So, yeah, skip to that. As I was saying, I love that there's various ways to progress through the story. Like, for an example, when Snake is captured and tortured, you see the Sorrow holding up a frequency. You can use this frequency to open the cell door. Or, you can use a fake death pill to trick the guard into opening it, revive yourself, and then beat his ass. Or, you can wait for the guard to throw in food and throw it back at him 3 times. Then a cutscene plays where he tells you everyone in his fucking family is named Johnny, and then he shows you a picture where you see the frequency to escape on the back. This is freedom of choice. It's neat that they include a stamina system, so you have to learn to manage that by eating food in between fights. And you find that food by attacking jungle animals, but you can also trank them to use them as weapons, or just keep them because they're cute. But the cool thing about the stamina meter is that bosses have it too. You can pick to defeat the boss by killing them or knocking them out. That's cool that you have 2 choices, right? Nah, man, every boss has weird shit to do to make it easier or stranger. There's more than just 2 choices here. Take the Fear, for example. You can shoot him to kill, you can trank him to knock him out, or you can make him hungry by dropping his stamina, then kill a poisonous frog, so he hops down, eats it, and then he gets all sick and shit. Or, even fucking weirder is that you can throw a stun grenade at him, and for some reason it makes him take stun damage from lethal attacks, so you can just whip out an AK and shred his health. It's incredible. Even with the Fury, you can fight him for real, or just go, oopie-doo, I am monkey in box, now I'm fucking fire immune because cardboard doesn't burn apparently. There's also the Sara boss fight, which I mainly include because it has this great thing where every person you killed is featured in the fight, and it really makes you feel bad. But there's also these vultures you can eat. The paramedic tells you, like, eat other people as well. So if you eat one that's eaten another person, a dude will show up and say, like, you ate me. It's fucking hilarious. Or you got the end. This guy is a sniper battle, which is honestly really fun, but you can skip this fight entirely with some bullshit. If you set your console time a week ahead, the end will actually die of old age. You cannot make this shit up. They added an option to kill a boss of old age. How is that not incredible? Alternatively, you can also wait for this cutscene of him being asleep to end, and then fucking assassinate him on his wheelchair right away. Also, another thing I want to mention is there's this brief period of time where you disguise yourself as the general, and the game just lets you get away with whatever you want here. The soldiers respect you and the scientists fear you, so you can just beat the piss out of them with no consequence. I just think that's funny. There's just so much to do in this game. Hell, I didn't even cover everything. There's a lot of things that other people are probably going to point out I missed. This game gives options within options to approach any scenario, and they range from goofy to logical. This freedom of gameplay breaks any limitation on the basic concept of stealth. This is what it means to be a video game. A player-controlled experience. I can't express enough how incredible this game is to play. Ladies and gentlemen, yet another fucking 5 out of 5. So we're here at the end. This is a first for me. I've reviewed a few games now, and honestly, I don't think I bothered reviewing a bad one yet. I should really get to that. But the important thing to note is while I have always reviewed solid games, there's never been a game as solid as Metal Gear. MGS3 is a brilliant example of how to craft the perfect game. Any flaws in this masterpiece are so minor that they aren't even registered when compared to everything great that it brings to the table. This is not only my favorite Metal Gear game, but it's also one of my all-time favorite games I've ever played. To all the JimmyBimmers in the crowd, I give you my very first 5 out of 5. The embodiment of perfection.